Every time I walk out there to that center circle, it's like being released into the wilderness, and your opponent is the wolf that you have to kill. And so that takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of mental fortitude, a lot of guts, and that's why wrestling is the greatest sport in the world.
Self-mastery is the highest service you can have. You know, if everyone's doing that in some capacity, it is elevating everybody. I think this journey into yourself to be the best version of you can really change the world.
I would consider myself a dreamer. I've had a dream. It's complete domination. And winning over and over again for the longest time period anyone's ever seen. And there's no one I'm competing against when I'm doing those things. It's myself.
I always see this lion. I'm in my singlet getting ready, and he's behind me. He's like protecting me. The lion is gonna come out of me when I'm on the mat. He's waiting patiently. Calm, patient. Then once it's time, it's like attack. Right now. I think just being obsessed with winning, being so disciplined and a little selfish to want to stay where I am and be even better is what really drives me. Like, this is my spot, and I need to do whatever it takes to keep that spot, because what's the ultimate goal and what is everyone else doing to beat you? Our lifestyle is what's actually going to show in the wrestling. It's not just gonna be those 2 hours in practice. It's gonna be 2 hours of sprints, stance in motion, 100 pull-ups every morning. And it doesn't always have to be wrestling specific, but it can be, you know, taking care of yourself mentally, as far as reading your Bible, as far as self-reflecting. There's just always a way to train. I have a God-given gift for sure, but I need to activate that gift. Our talent can only take us so far, but if someone really wants it more, they're gonna get it. So every single day I'm training. The word dream means something that you want to accomplish, but you have a little fear. You're nervous that if you don't get it, then you failed yourself. You're the only one holding yourself back. You can get over that fear. You can get over that embarrassment. You can get over, these small little hurdles to get to that mountain. That's what a dream is. Once you leave it up to God and you give him your life and he guides you, there's no way you should feel bad, sad, or anything, because his plan is supposed to go this way for something greater. This is my purpose that God definitely gave me.
My only goals as a wrestler was always to win the Olympics. Everything else to me was like a stepping stone. If I couldn't win these tournaments, how could I possibly win a World Olympic title? I feel like I was like made to do this. My parents are both Olympic judo athletes. I mean, I've been wrestling since I was 6, I'm 25. I'm more than a wrestler, but wrestling is who I am. No one cares if you're hurt. No one cares if you're healthy. They only care if you get your hand raised. Just constantly improve your position in wrestling and you'll win. Of course I love the sport, but I do it because I want to be the best at it. I don't do it because it's like the most fun thing in the world to do. You know, I love getting hit all the time and being sore. You do it for a reason. Like I do it because I had a goal to be the best I can be. I never stopped chasing that goal of trying to be the best in the world, no matter how many setbacks. Stay positive, keep moving forward, and control what you can control. If I had to define the word dream, I guess it would be something that at one point in life seemed to be impossible. When you strive to be the best you can be, I think dreams are just realities waiting to happen.
As a wrestler, I've really had to start taking my career into my own hands. Self-mastery is service, the highest service you can have.
It's about the evolution of who I am.
I really believe that. I think this journey into yourself to be the best version of you can really change the world. Wrestling's a grind, you know, and I think just kind of finding that courage and that awareness within that present moment to do the next effective thing and just keep chipping away. You know, it's not about how much time is left on the scoreboard or even what the scoreboard is. It's about winning the second that I'm in, and if I can win enough of those seconds, I think the scoreboard will reflect that in the end.
It took me by surprise how painful it was to lose. I mean, I remember turning to my coaches like, I can't keep doing this, like my heart is breaking. What do you want from me? It's scary, like I get in my head like, oh my God, what if I can never do it again? You know, what if I just lost my talent and I can't wrestle anymore, like it's just gone. It's so tempting to want to hang my head on the past, but next position, like where am I today, right now, this present moment, where are my feet on the floor? And maintaining that sense of presence is so beneficial for me. I'll never in my life get to have such a useful tool like wrestling to find and learn that authentic value part of myself.
I've spent 20 years building this. I just want to show it off.
I want to be a world champion.
And it's time for it to be mine.
The Olympics is something that I've dreamed of ever since I was little. The fact that right now I'm training in an Olympic year is very surreal. think the most surreal wrestling moment I've had has been winning the 2022 Senior World Championships. It's hard to believe that after all this time, I have become a 2-time world champion, 6-time age group world champion. Time passes fast, you know, you really have to enjoy living in the present and enjoy the moment, because in a few years you're gonna look back and be like, where did all the time go? I talk a lot with my coaches and my teammates, my family. I visualize how my matches will play out, and I kind of think through all the different scenarios that we could possibly go through. On competition day, when I have my warm-ups on and I have my hair braided, shoes tied, wrestling gives me confidence. I'm wrestling for me, but I'm also wrestling for everyone who has ever helped me within the sport of wrestling. I feel like I owe it to them and I owe it to myself. I have invested so much time and so much hard work towards this goal that I personally don't think I'll stop until I achieve it, or I will do everything in my power to achieve it. For all the young girls out there, don't hesitate to join wrestling. Through wrestling, you'll discover just how powerful you actually are, and the sport will also make you stronger in all areas of life. My current dream is to become an Olympic champion. I want to live a happy, memorable life, and I hope to help the people around me and make an impact.
I gravitate towards things that challenge me. Wrestling has challenged me in so many ways. There's an art to it. You know, you're gonna experience some pain or some suffering. As humans, I think we like to have control. But if you're gonna compete at your best, you gotta live on the edge of chaos and order. Just not losing sight no matter what happens out there. It's just knowing what you want and going to get it. So I grew up in Dornsife, Pennsylvania. So I grew up on a pumpkin farm. It was hard work on the farm. Growing pumpkins is not easy. It's a lot of manual labor. You know, everything had to be done by hand. And my escape from that life was going to wrestling camps. A lot of the kids at my age would complain about being at wrestling camps. They'd want to play video games or be with their friends at the pool, and I'm like, this is sweet. You know, I don't have to be in the fields pulling weeds, picking rocks. I put that same work ethic from the farm into wrestling and started to see some gains from that year after year. The past few years, I've just focused on not tying my worth into my performance and just focus on my attacks rather than the outcome that I want. If I get taken down, it's so what, let's go win the next position. That's what I value, kind of my effort and my attitude, rather than, okay, I know I want to win this match. I know I want to be a world champion, Olympic champion. Those things will take care of themselves if I just focus on giving my best effort and going and winning that next score over and over and over. If I am feeling a little overwhelmed, just come back to gratitude, being grateful, being excited to be there. It's hard to keep fear in your heart and gratitude at the same time, so be present, be where your feet are. Every time you take the mat, there's something uncertain that could happen. When I step on the line, all the thoughts go out the window. I just start to trust my instincts. I just switch into competition mode, and for me, that's aggressive. When I could tell that I'm wearing on my opponents, just like a shark smelling blood in the water, you know, looking to score every second of the match, looking to inflict my will. That's my style. When you do achieve something great, you can't get too high on that achievement. You got to come back down to earth. And you know, I just came off of winning a world championship at 70 kilograms. Now I get to challenge myself of, can I do that again at a lighter weight class? I'm just excited for another shot to be challenged at the highest level of our sport. That's been my dream for 20 years, and I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know the exact moment that I realized that I was all in on wrestling. I know as a little kid, 4 years old, before we even had women's wrestling in the Olympics, I said that I wanted to be an Olympic champion. So I was all about it. And 2021 did not go the way that I planned. It just wasn't a good showing for me. I'm so glad that it happened because I've learned so much about myself from that experience. Now I think I'm going in with a bit more of a clear head, and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go out there and wrestle. If I'm in a hard situation in practice and like I need that extra push, I'll be like, Olympic champ, Olympic champ, Olympic champ. And I just like repeat that for the 30 seconds that I'm going when I've hit the wall, right? My body's done, like I can't do it anymore, but I like have to keep going. I'll run through the wall if I need to run through the wall. I know that I can do it. I know that I can be there, and I've proven it to myself twice. I've been on that podium twice. But I think now there's an expectation. I don't care what other people expect of me, because I can guarantee that I expect more out of myself than anyone might expect out of me, or what anyone thinks that I can do. Like, my bar is so high. So it's tough knowing that I'm one of the best out there, because I know that I'm not the best, and I want to prove that I am the best. And then, knowing me, I'm going to want to continue proving it over and over every single year. Team USA 62 kilos is Kayla Miracle's weight. 6 minutes for 6 minutes, from whistle one to the last whistle. Nobody's gonna dethrone me.
You know, like God introduced himself to me through wrestling results. Like, he showed me that he could change me completely. Not because I did any more work, not because I learned new technique, but just because of believing and trusting in him. And he showed me that by winning.
Once again, winner of bout one, please welcome Kyle Snyder.
Olympic gold, Olympic silver, 2 world titles, part of his resume.
I would consider myself a dreamer. And I feel like I've had a dream in my mind for a while that I don't even really talk about. And it feels like it's something that God has put in me and shown me of what I could be on the wrestling mat. In my head, it's complete domination of my opponents and winning over and over again for the longest time period that anyone's ever seen. This is how I train, this is how I compete when I'm on the wrestling mat, and this is how I'm gonna do it every time. I'm gonna be a bully. I'm going to make people never wanna wrestle me again. Everybody thinks that wrestling is like some thoughtless experience. It's like you just practice over and over again, and then you go out there and your body reacts. I want to train my mind to think fast enough and react fast enough to where I am thinking throughout the wrestling match. I'm able to make adjustments, and that only happens if you're consistent. Whenever I don't feel good about the way I compete, it's typically because I felt like I held back and I wrestled with fear instead of overcoming those fears and doing what I'm capable of doing. And obviously, one of the most life-changing experiences I've had has come from losing a wrestling match. I definitely think there's lessons in loss, and there's lessons in wins too. And people say you don't want to focus on perfection because you're never going to obtain it. I don't care. I want to obtain perfection. I love the process of sharpening up my strategy, sharpening up my game plan and my technique and the fundamentals of my wrestling and my conditioning. My biggest competition is myself. I really do think that I can destroy everybody I wrestle. The number one thing that holds me back isn't my preparation, and it's not my wrestling skill, but it's my confidence and my faith. I really want my future in wrestling to be a testimony to the power of God in a man. I feel blessed to have accomplished what I have. I'm just not satisfied. I don't feel like I'm even close to what I'm capable of. I really do feel like I'm just getting started.